Okay, welcome. My name's Ken Flower. I'm the Chief Flying Instructor for Namoi Aviation, and I'll be telling you today about this trial instructional flight which we'll be doing in the Sportstar. This Sportstar is a recreational aviation registered aircraft. It's 100 horsepower, two-seat training aircraft that we use for training recreational pilots at Tamworth. So let me tell you a little bit about the plane first up. This is a fixed wing aircraft, and it's the wing moving through the air which gives the plane its ability to fly. We call it the lift from the wing. So this wing has a curved surface on the top and a smooth surface on the bottom, and as that goes through the air we get suction on the top of the wing, pressure on the bottom of the wing, so that gives lift. When the lift from the wing is equal to the weight of the plane, it's held up in the air. So what you'll see is we need to keep this at a certain speed above 60 knots to keep the plane in the air. So that's the first thing about the plane that we'll find out today. The lift is formed by the wings. So the lift that holds the plane up is created by the wing. So how do we control that lift, and how do we control this aircraft? This is a 3-axis controlled aircraft. So let's go through those axes one by one. The first axis I think of is the longitudinal axis, which is the axis of attitude. So that's now in a level nose attitude, and you can see the front wheel is on the ground and the plane is considered to be level. See now, if I push down on the back of the plane, the front nose wheel comes up, and this is called a nose high attitude. With the nose high attitude, we will climb. I'm now putting it back to a level attitude, and if I could, or I could lift the tail if I was strong enough, I could put the tail up and the nose down, and that is the nose low attitude. So that's the first axis called attitude. The second axis of the aircraft is called bank, and that's the wings. If you imagine my arms are the wings, that is, I'm in a level bank, I'm in a right wing down bank, I'm a level bank, and I'm in a left wing down bank. Level bank again. So we do what we roll from one angle of bank to another. And we do that using the ailerons, which are on the outer side of the wing here. So as I push the aileron to the left, that goes down. More lift is created in that wing, which lifts it, and I'm said to be rolling from a level bank to a left wing down. I put the aileron back in the middle and it stays in that angle of bank. If I want to level up, I put the aileron to the right, the left wing lifts or rolls to a level angle of bank. That's the second axis. So we've spoken about the first one, which is attitude, and the second one, which is bank. The third axis is what we call the yaw axis, and that is, if this plane is moving straight down the center line and the air is going straight over the fuselage of the body, it's said to have no yaw left or right. It's going straight into wind. If, however, I push the back of the aircraft this way and I yaw the aircraft to the side, it will still be travelling through the air in this direction, but the airflow will be over the side of the body. That is said to be yawing to the right, no yaw, and yawing to the left. And the yawing is achieved in the aircraft by the use of rudder. So if I push the rudder, the right rudder, this comes out here. As the air comes over here, it pushes the tail to the left and pushes the nose to the right. That's middle rudder. If I use left rudder, pushes the nose to the right, the tail to the right, and the nose to the left. So left rudder gives yaw left, and right rudder gives yaw right. So we've now covered the 3 axes of the aircraft, and just to recap them, they are attitude, they are bank, and they are yaw. How's that? To finish off our introduction to this aircraft, before we go on our trial instructional flight, let me just tell you what we use to control this aircraft. What does the pilot use so that he or she knows where the aircraft is? The 2 primary things that we use are the horizon out in front of us, and the second thing we use is the airspeed indicator which is over on the left hand side of the panel. With the airspeed indicator, that indicates how fast we're going through the air, and we use that to ensure that we've got enough air over the wings to give us the lift we require for a cruise, for a climb, or for a descent. So that's a primary instrument. The second primary instrument is the horizon. So when I go to the horizon, it tells me whether I'm level. So I imagine that the finger at the bottom here is the top of the dashboard, and this is the top of the canopy here. So I hold that out on the horizon. That's a level nose attitude. If I push the elevator forward, that lowers the nose. That's a nose low attitude, and I will be descending. I pull the elevator back to the centre, and that's a level attitude. If I pull the elevator back even more, that's a nose high attitude, and I'll be climbing. Back to the centre with the elevator, and that's a level attitude again. So the horizon is used to get so the pilot knows how to set the correct attitude for the aircraft. It's also used to set what bank I need for the aircraft. If I want to fly at a 30-degree bank to the right, I use right aileron until the wing is 30 degrees down. I put it back in the centre, and at that angle of bank, the plane will start turning to the right. As you can see, if I level it, it flies level and flies straight. So the horizon is used so that the pilot knows the attitude of the aircraft, nose high, level or nose low, and so we know the bank of the aircraft. Bank to the left, level bank to the right, back to the level. So they're the two primary control instruments that we use to fly the aircraft, and they are the attitude, the horizon and the airspeed indicator. So having said that, you are now ready to go on your first trial instructional flight to have a go for yourself.